Hey, welcome back to the Breaking the Habit charity stream. My name is Clark. Here with you for another game here. We've got Dragon Ball Z, The Legacy of Goku, any percent, no map jumping. We're doing this with Glitched, and I'm not gonna waste any time. We're just gonna jump right into it because it's gonna be a lot of fun. So take it away, Glitched.
All right, thank you so much. So this is Legacy of Goku. This is the first entry in a trilogy of games that follow the story of Dragon Ball Z. This game kind of follows from the very start of the Saiyan saga all the way until the end of the Namek saga with the Frieza fight. There's a lot of interesting tech and stuff like that in this game, but overall, pretty simple run, easy to understand. I'll break down everything for you guys. So time's gonna start whenever I hit new game, so I'll just count down. You guys can go ahead and start. So, 3, 2, 1, go. So we're starting off on Kame Island, picking up Roshi's sus magazines that he left around, so Gohan doesn't find them. So we're picking up 3 of these. It's our first little side quest of the game. This game's kind of broken up into a ton of little quests, where you might have to like fetch things for people or pick up characters and deliver them places, things like that. So it's just kind of to give you some ways to gain experience and give the game a little bit more length. So that was the first quest done, super easy, and it's going to take us into the forest where Goku's house is. This game has a mechanic called flight where you can fly, but you can only fly for as many points as you have. So that's the first skip that we do in the run. We skip this entire pathway to get to the mountain area here just by flying to the left of our house there, and it's very tight. You have to actually have 6 flight points exactly, and by the time that you actually cross over, you need to have 1 flight point remaining to get across this gap right here. So flight points are depleted based on the amount of distance you travel. So you'll actually see here pretty soon, once I pick up this little feather here, that we use a trick called flight mashing, where we double tap the flight button, and it kind of acts as a sprint in this game. It's very difficult to do because you don't really have a huge window to tap the flight before you actually begin consuming flight points. You might see me mess it up a couple times because it's very hard to do. But I got hit by some dogs there, so I'm going to go ahead and heal up real quick to make this gap. So right now I'm picking up a little girl to take back to her house. She was lost in the forest, and I'm also picking up some flowers for a little boy who has a crush on her, surprisingly. All the quests kind of wrap together in this part of the game. You can kind of cash them all in at the same time on the way to Raditz. But here's another skip here. If we use our flight points very wisely, we have to have 2 flight points to get across this gap. We can skip a huge portion of this map as well just by flying across that gap. So right now I'm flight mashing just to get some extra speed to deliver her back to her dad. So each quest that we turn in gives us experience. Talking to Yamcha and Puar also gave us experience. So we're about level 4, level 5 at this point, and we really need to be that level because combat in this game is quite difficult. Enemies can tank very well, just naturally, and also there's a mechanic in this game when you're dealing damage where enemies will just block your hit. So you can only really attack on a certain window of time, like a certain frame basically, or a set of frames, to actually deal damage. Any other time you attack, it won't register as damage and it'll register as a blocked attack. So for enemies like just regular enemies that you encounter across the map and things like that, we're going to be using a glitch here that you'll see with Raditz as well, just to avoid them. But I'm using Solar Flare to freeze him real quick, and didn't get the glitch there. But basically what this glitch is, this is the flight glitch. So if an enemy shoots a Ki Blast at you while you're flying, it's actually going to make you grounded once again, but the game thinks you're still flying. And because of that, enemies will not attack you because they don't really attack you when you're in the air other than trying to Ki Blast. And you can just sit here and wail on the enemies for as long as you want. This is the main glitch that we utilize in this run to get through parts of the game because the combat in this game is notoriously difficult because of the no damage system that it has. As I'm punching Raditz, you'll hear 2 different sound effects. you'll hear like a crash sound effect. Kind of sounds like a crash sound, and then there's like a soft hit sound. Anytime you hear the soft hit, that means I did not deal damage. So you kind of want to attack at a rhythm so that you end up landing on the attack frames every 4th punch or so, and you're not losing out on a ton of damage. But this is Snake Way here. I'm just going to be flight mashing my way across just to save some time. But we want to make sure that we have at least 3 flight points once we get down to Hiffle, the home for infinite losers, as this game calls it. Alright, so we have 2 points. That's a little bit sus. I'm just going to walk my way over here. We want to actually get up on top of this little platform to save a little bit of time, because we have to fetch stray souls and turn them into the keepers of Hiffle down here. So this is our first stray soul that we're picking up. He's just kind of vibing in the corner over there. We got to take him back to the attendant of King Yima, and we have to deliver 3 of these guys, and they're all in various places on this map. So this is kind of another one of those mini quests where you're just kind of taking characters from point A to point B. And my commentary might be a little scuffed while I'm flight mashing because it's just really difficult timing. But I gotta do it to make sure I'm not going super slow here.
Yeah, give me a break if you want.
Sure, go ahead.
All right, just read some information for everybody. We've still got the goal for fighting Minerva in Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII. We're like $35 away from that one. So we hit that one, we get a little extra fun. I'm told it's a pretty rough fight for those of us that aren't in the know. As far as polls are going right now, Spyro's color is still sitting at black with green, very, very close, so you can still vote for that. And the Resident Evil 7 language of choice is still Espanol. So if you want to change that, you got to get in there and make some donations. Let your voices be heard in whatever languages you want them to be heard in. And then we've also got just one more, I guess, mini goal for reaching $2,000. LP is going to get the Breaking the Habit tattoo. And I'll tell you what, I don't have any tattoos. I'll get it too.
Yo.
So we hit that mark. I'll get my first tattoo.
You heard it there, folks.
So there it is, breaking news.
Whoa, DJ! Whoa!
Yeah, there you go. I'll even do a TikTok of it or something. I don't know. I'm not on TikTok really, but anyway. So we've got that going. So get those donations in now. Desert Eagle saying Minerva is a jerk, can confirm, and there you go. So get that goal reached as well. And then of course we have all of the great rewards for different donations that you can get involved in, including that PlayStation 5 Spider-Man 2 bundle. So get those donations in now. We're very excited to read them for you.
Awesome stuff. All right, so we've made it through Hell/Hiffle, and now we're back on Snake Way. We're trying to make it back to Earth so that we can help out the boys so they don't get crushed by the Saiyans. So, okay, we're getting a little bit sketchy here. Let me make it across. Here we go. All right, yeah, so we have very limited flight here. We have to be really careful how we use it, or else we just straight up can't get to King Kai's planet to continue. So make sure to do that correctly. And this is one of the more cursed parts of the run. This is where you have to train with King Kai against Bubbles and Gregory. If you remember in the show, Goku had a hard time catching Bubbles and Gregory, and it's not any easier in the game. So, okay, that was actually a pretty decent pattern. So they have different patterns that they can take. You want Bubbles to kind of move along that table first, and then move his way over to the far right, so you can kind of just fly your way over there. Gregory here is giving me like the worst pattern ever. Maybe it's not so bad. Okay, yeah, that was decent. It's funny how they ended up going down right next to each other. But yeah, that's a really hard segment because they like to just kind of kite you and just move up and down in between, just going in straight lines, and you really need them to just go straight so you can end up knocking them out with your flight. But that part's over with, so it's all good. Now we're going to fight the Saiyans. So we're heading to fight Vegeta and Nappa. There's another skip that we do to avoid a ton of side quests in this area. So we're just kind of walking through the mountains there, and now we're in the city. So at the end of the city here, there's like a military base. We have to clear out this bank to my left and help out the people from the armed robbers and everything. But we're just going to ignore that, and we're just going to fly over the restricted area fence. Just no big deal, just Goku things. And we're gonna head over to fight Nappa and then Vegeta. So this is like a 2-for-1 boss fight. Once again, we're gonna be utilizing the flight glitch so that we don't have to take a ton of damage for no reason. I'm gonna use Solar Flare here to stun him at the start, get some distance between us. Because you need some distance between you to make the enemy actually proc a Ki Blast attack. If there's not enough distance, it might not happen, but it actually worked out there. So I'm gonna bring him a little bit closer to Vegeta, just so I save a little bit of time here whenever the fight transitions to Vegeta. And I'm gonna go ahead and just punch away. If you guys have anything to read for the charity or anything, once again, you can do so here. There's gonna be a lot of wailing on these guys for the next like 2 or 3 minutes.
Sure. Let's see. We just got a donation from Mike Soul for $10.
Let's go,
Fun
Mike.
fact about Legacy of Goku. It was made by a company called Webfoot Technologies in the USA, then was ported to other regions. The third game never left the US bus Fury.
Yep, that is true. Boost Fury is, I don't know. Yeah, it's one of those games where like there's a toss-up between the second game, Legacy of Goku 2, and Boost Fury for what people find to be their favorites. They're both really good games in their own regards, but 2 was good enough to get a Japanese port, so do with that what you will.
All right, thank you for that, Mike Soul. Let's see here. Yeah, we can talk about the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. That's what we're here for. That's the cause we're doing this for, raising some money. Established in 1987, the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention, or AFSP, is a voluntary health organization that gives those affected by suicide a nationwide community empowered by research, education, and advocacy to take action against this leading cause of death. AFSP is dedicated to saving lives and bringing hope to those affected by suicide, including those who have experienced a loss. To learn more about the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention, visit afsp.org. And like I said, this is a very important cause, and I don't know many people that have not been affected by suicide in one way or the other. And it's close to all of us, I think, and we all have a reason to relate to this cause. So very important cause. Please get your donations in over this weekend while you can, or if you can't over the weekend, just whenever you can visit their website, I'm sure, and find out how you can help as well. And I could real quick, if you have time, I'd list the prizes again. I only talked about the PlayStation 5.
Yeah, sure, if you want to, that's cool. I'm just doing some grinding real quick, just to explain what I'm doing. I'm just getting the flight glitch to take out some Frieza soldiers on the way to the actual temple that we get to Frieza for him. But yeah, you can go ahead from here.
Okay, yeah, this won't take long at all.
Yeah.
Super Mario Brothers movie on 4K Blu-ray, and you get the digital as well. You get all 3 of those all in one little package for donating. Breaking the Habit wristbands. It's engraved with the charity name, the logo, and the suicide hotline phone number. A Mario Babam plushie. A Dragon Ball Z Goku figurine. Goku in his ready stance for his epic first encounter with Vegeta. Those are all words I know. Oh, I do actually. My roommates watch Dragon Ball all the time. Crash Bandicoot's first 4 figures. The statue is a 9-inch statue. Looks very nice. Spyro the Dragon plushie. A Pokemon Snorlax plushie. It's 15 inches. It's a giant, I guess. I don't know, 15 inches. Yeah, it's a big plush. Pokemon Pikachu and Eevee model kits. Just snap them together. No gluing or cutting involved there. It's good for me. I have to use safety scissors when I cut. I'm still a child. Like the Linkin Park Meteora 20-year vinyl box set, featuring rare demos, live recordings from the Meteora era, never before released on vinyl. It's awesome. It's a great box set. And of course, that Spider-Man 2 limited edition PlayStation 5 bundle, provided by our partner Video Game Trading Post in Pensacola.
Star of the show.
That's right. That's right. Their second star. You guys, the runners. You guys are the stars. So those are all the prizes that you can get when you donate. You can choose which prize you want to be in for, as long as you meet the donation threshold for that prize. And then just lastly, real quick, we were halfway through the day here, so we got plenty of time. Get those donations in now. I want to read them off during this run here with Glitched. Show them some support here. Somebody in the chat said you're going for a world record, right?
I would hope so, but this game, getting world record, I was trying to get it a couple days, just practicing the game, getting ready for the event, and man, it is so hard now, just because there's a lot of RNG involved in how much damage your attacks deal. Didn't really explain that earlier, but on top of just not dealing damage 3 out of 4 times that you attack, you also roll your damage numbers, so you can get really fast fights or really slow fights, but we're doing pretty good on time so far. We're only like a minute behind record, which is really good for a marathon run. Ooh, but we do not want to die, so I'm going to eat a sensu bean real quick. But yeah, in terms of what I have been doing up to this point, it hasn't been a whole lot. I just kind of grinded on some Frieza soldiers because we need some EXP to fight Frieza, or else the fight will literally take like 30 minutes. So I took down maybe like 5 or so Frieza soldiers to get to level 13. There's a really interesting way that you have to grind in this game. You'll see it again shortly. I'm about to do like the final grind of the run here. But because of the way the game calculates damage, how you only deal damage on certain frames, if I could not get stuck on this rock, because you only deal damage on certain frames, you have to kind of attack at a rhythm while you're in a pile of guys so that you actually deal damage to them all equally. Otherwise, your grind is going to be really slow because you're only focusing on one guy out of a bunch of them and not getting damage across them all. So I'm going to have to kind of move up and down as I attack them at a rhythm just to make sure that I'm actually dealing damage to as many of them as I can. But first we need to get the flight glitch, so somebody needs to shoot me with a key blast, and there we go. So we're good to go. I'm just going to pick up one more guy here, and I'm going to try to focus on this rhythm here. It's pretty difficult. Kind of goes with the beat of the music if you do it right, but you kind of want to just shimmy up and down and attack as many of the guys as you can. I'm going to use Kamehameha in between it as well. You only get one charge because the way this game works with Ki as well, when you're in the flight glitch, you can still take damage and die if something actually wants to hit you, but you can't regenerate Ki. Normally you regenerate Ki by just kind of standing and walking around, but you can't regenerate Ki while you're flying. And since the game thinks you're flying when you're in this glitch, it doesn't regenerate, so you only get one Kamehameha anytime you do this glitch. But we've pretty much gotten all the guys down at this point. I've been maintaining the rhythm pretty well through commentary, which is surprising. But yeah, we're at level 15 now, so that's high enough to take out Frieza. And we're pretty much already at the end of the run. This part of the game is pretty funny because anybody who's played this game remembers how difficult Frieza is, how annoying these fights are, because Frieza he goes through all of his forms in this game, first through final form, so that's like a total of 4 forms. So I'm just gonna line myself up with Frieza, do my solar flare to get some distance between us once again, and I'm switching back to Kamehameha so that I have it once I'm ready to fight. So we kind of just move back and forth until they decide to do the Ki Blast, and once it knocks us back on the ground, we begin smashing Frieza for 5 minutes straight. And I'm not joking. We literally have to sit here and punch this man for 5 minutes. So it's pretty funny. I'm gonna go ahead and use Kamehameha now because the first form is the one that takes the longest. You're the lowest level. You deal the least amount of damage. And I think I was data mining this game recently, and this Frieza, I think it goes like first form has like 300,000 health, second form has like 500k, third form has 750, and then final form has 1,000,000. And just for reference, you're dealing maybe like 5k to 10k per hit, just depending on RNG. So you're really just sitting here smacking away for as long as you can take it. And you can save anywhere between a minute to like 30 seconds just from high rolling your damage on RNG. So I'll see how much I save. I'm expecting just an average fight because that's normally how it goes. But yeah, we're just going to be punching away for a while. So once again, if you feel like throwing anything in here and there, feel free. I'm just going to be chilling.
Boy, okay. Yeah, no updates on donos right now. We did the prizes already, so that's all right. We're good there. Chat is enjoying the run.
When sagas? That's the best question. So for anyone who doesn't know, Mike Soul, he's one of the OGs of the Legacy of Goku series. Boost Fury is his jam, but he's dabbled in all of them, data mined and made strats for all of them and whatnot. This man is notorious for running bad Dragon Ball games, and everyone loves to terrorize him about me running sagas. So, sagas is up next, bro. Get on the mic. Let's go.
Glitched, are you saying that Dragon Ball Z Sagas is a bad game?
Okay, maybe I shouldn't say that, especially if certain people are watching. But, I mean, there's definitely better Dragon Ball games, like Ultimate Tenkaichi or Dragon Ball Connect, right? We love those games.
Oh god, Dragon Ball Connect is so bad.
It's truly terrible. People have been wanting me to do runs of that game too. They're like, bro, come on, you run Legacy of Goku 1. You like bad Dragon Ball games. I'm like, hey, this game's good, okay? It just has a very interesting ending, that's all. Don't worry. We're making progress, as much as it doesn't seem like it.
Interesting to say the least.
Yes. To say the very least. This game scarred me as a kid. Yeah, me too. Because I could never beat it. I didn't understand the fight glitch or anything like that, and trying to fight without it is literally impossible. So.
Well, let me ask this, as you guys are obviously Dragon Ball fans, are any of the games as bad as the live action movie?
There is a game for the live
Yeah,
action.
there is. Yeah, there's a.
Oh, no.
And it's actually not a bad game.
It's actually pretty fire.
Yeah.
It's made by the guys who made Budokai, so it has Budokai mechanics and stuff, like actually sick fighting game mechanics. But it is evolution, so you can only tolerate it so much. But yeah, I would say there's a ton of bad Dragon Ball games. The most notable one I played recently, we have been doing speedruns for like the Flash games for Dragon Ball, so I don't know if you remember any of the Cartoon Network games like DBZ Tournament or Mission to Namek or something, but Tournament is disgusting. It is literally pure RNG rock, paper, scissors game. So yeah, there's a lot of interesting Dragon Ball games across the series, but most of them I would say are pretty good, and even the bad ones, the runners make them entertaining. So
There you go.
and the Kamehameha heal you. There's another goat of this game, Ultra Uberness. Shout out to Ultra. Alright, so now we're on the final phase. Krillin just got deleted so fast you couldn't even see it. So this is Final Form Frieza. We're just gonna, once again, get some distance between us. You have a speed boost as Super Saiyan, so you can kind of outmaneuver Frieza. There you go. But yeah, now we're just kind of waiting for the end here. So I'm going to shoot one more Kamehameha because I have a little bit of ki. Really not that much. Probably shouldn't have done it. But I'm going to be smacking him, and time is going to come up here soon. I'll let you guys know with the time. But it's going to be once Frieza collapses. This part actually goes by way faster because you're much higher level, and Super Saiyan is just extremely broken. Like, you do so much damage in Super Saiyan, it's not even funny. I wish you could actually use this form in the game, but it's only for this part, sadly. It's back when Super Saiyan was like a coveted thing, like a super interesting, rare thing, and everybody and their grandma didn't have it. But there's time. So, we have defeated Frieza and failed to save Namek, but we got the Namekians off, we got Piccolo back, we got the Dragon Balls, all's looking good. Except Goku might explode into 1,000 pieces here, but that's for you to find out on the next installment of this series. But yeah, that's Legacy of Goku. It's a really simple, short run, super easy to learn if you're into Dragon Ball, if you like Game Boy Advance games, things like that. Super easy game. It just gets hard when you're starting to grind for world record and top times, but that kind of goes for any speed game. But yeah, it's a blast for sure. I appreciate you guys for having me. Thank you guys for hosting this event for a good cause, of course, and for inviting so many good runners to showcase their games. Really appreciate y'all.
Absolutely. Thank you as well. And we look forward to you doing sagas next year.
Oh yeah, you can count on it, and I'll bring Mike Soul with me. Don't worry.
And Mike Soul, you're penciled in for that one. Thank you so much. Thank you for the donators for that segment as well. Great run. That was a lot of fun. And up next we have, I should have had this open, Resident Evil HD Remaster with our very own Marphoria. It's a randomizers run, so this will be a lot of fun. So stay tuned for that. We're going to jump to that after just one quick break. See you in a few.
All right, y'all. Take care. Have a good one.